Welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a POV shoot. I have two separate photo shoots to do today, one at noon and then one at 3. And I'm going to be taking vertical and horizontal video using my GoPro today. So I wanted to real quick show you the gear that I'm going to be using today. And then here soon we're going to be go scouting the first location that I'm going to be shooting at about an hour before my first shoot, just to double check, make sure it's all good. You can see my entire layout of gear I'm gonna be using today. I'll quickly run through everything. So obviously we have my Sony a7 IV with the 24 to 70 millimeter Sigma lens. I have my new Polar Pro circular polarizer filter on the front of it. And we are also going to be having a couple extra batteries. So I have one in there right now. I got 2 extra. I have my head strap for my GoPro. Normally I do this in vertical format, so I have like another attachment that makes it vertical. But the nice thing is that with my GoPro Hero 11, and I think the 12 does this as well now too, it has a full frame mode which shoots in the aspect ratio 8:7. So even if I'm filming horizontally, I can crop in the video to make it vertical. And I can also use it horizontal. So that's why I'm doing this today, because this video that you're watching right now is going to come straight from this, in my perspective. Using the vertical mode does kind of suck because I can't post it on YouTube and it be an enjoyable experience. And on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts, I only get like a minute to really show off what's going on. So we're going to be using this a lot today. I have a Polar Pro ND8 filter on the front. Here are the other ones. I have a 16 and a 32, and then there's the OEM lens. Got 4 batteries in total for this, and then I've also included my SD card reader. Now, I'm not going to actually need this, but in case I want to upload anything on the go, this connects directly to my phone that I'm filming with right now, which is the iPhone 15 Pro Max. So in case I do want to do that, I have that as an option. For the GoPro, I'm using this Windslayer foam windsock because I like to keep my wind reduction noise turned off. If it's on, it really makes you sound robotic, so I don't want that. And I just turn it off and then put this on it. The only caveat is it really warms up in this and can overheat and turn off. But since it's really cold out today, hopefully I can avoid that. If this does overheat it though, I will just turn on wind reduction noise and just deal with it. And then lastly, this is just kind of like for today because I have an idea where I might need them, but I have a couple radios. I'm not actually using this one specifically. I have another one that's charging over there right now. But then this is my radio that my brother got me, and it's a longer range, higher quality radio. So this is connected to my radios, my smaller ones. But it's gonna be more of like a me talking, them listening, because I can't get it to talk back. So I'm gonna use this potentially today. If I'm outside of their car and I have them moving, I want to be able to talk to them using this radio. So it may come in play, may not, but I'm bringing it just in case. But that's all that's gonna go into my camera bag, with the exception of my cleaning kit that I have for my camera in case I need it. Also, I got my wrist strap in here. So pretty minimal setup for today, which I'm pretty stoked about. So I'll see you in a couple seconds. Sweet. It is quite freezing outside. My phone says it's 5 degrees Fahrenheit. There was a wind chill advisory up until about 10 a.m. this morning, which was 47 minutes ago. Next time I turn on the camera, we'll be at the first location. All right, so we're coming up on a location that I've not shot at before, but I took note of it months ago when I was in this area. The city has a public dump site right here, and when I came to drop off some like old paint and chemicals and stuff, I noticed that there's this abandoned factory up here. You can already tell there have been some tire tracks in here. People probably come in here and turn around a lot, but then you also have back there a radio tower for one of the service providers. I'm just trying to take a look and see how all of this looks and if we can use this as a potential photo spot. We'll go ahead and get out here
Check this out. So you can see that there's already been people that walk around here. It's right off the side of a busy road. I'm not too surprised. But what we're gonna do is just kind of like get familiar with the area, make sure that this is actually going to be a good spot. The car that I'm shooting today is a Lexus, and I don't believe it's super low to the ground. The snow isn't super deep, so I think we should be okay here. I like this really abandoned look. I wonder what this is. Oh, this is like the employee rights board. Interesting. I have no idea what this used to be, but months back when I found it, as I was doing the public dump thing, I looked it up online and saw that it's city property. So we shouldn't really be too concerned with a private owner coming out here and being upset with us. A police officer could see us and think we're doing something sketchy, but we're not going inside. We're just gonna be staying outside. And since I have my 4Runner with me, I can use it to like frame up my shot and get an idea of what we're working with here. Oh, my shutter speed is way up from earlier. So I'm thinking like a shot like this with the factory in the background. We're gonna just get our settings kind of dialed in here and see how it looks. If I do like this super wide open shot, I think this could work. And obviously we're gonna do some more variations of shots while we're here. Like I'll probably have him back his car in like here where these tire tracks are and do like a side profile shot. I'll probably climb up there and get some elevated shots. So let's go ahead and just come on over here. You can tell people have been here recently and have gone inside. We're definitely not doing that, but I can hop up in here and take some pictures up top. I can only imagine what goes on inside that factory. People could be sleeping in it. People could be smoking weed in it. I don't know. Leave it up to your imagination. We're not gonna find out though. I'm also going to come around to the side here and just see how it all looks. Because over here, there's no tire tracks. There's definitely some footprints. So if we come around here, is there any other opportunities back here? Probably not. That wall says do not smoke here. We got this empty grain silo. More footprints. It looks like a car was here recently. I personally don't want to go in there. There's like a bunch of candle wax and stuff just hanging out right there. But what I think we could do is we can bring a car right here where these tire tracks are. Maybe move that out of the way. And we can get a shot on this side too with the silo in the back half of the factory in the background. And then I think we got some opportunity right here too, where we're gonna have his car parked up. But yeah, it looks like a decent spot. I think, in fact, with how these tire tracks have been in and out of here, we might just use those to our advantage, because he is in a Lexus. It's not gonna be as capable with off-roading as a 4Runner is. Ideally, I wouldn't get him in a scenario where he gets stuck. So I'm gonna have a think about that, and you know, whether or not it's worth it. Because the other location that I had in mind is actually a state park over here, and it's a park that I did a shoot at with my FRS recently. So I know that's definitely going to be a good spot to go to. That was more of like a let's go check it out, see if it's worth our time. I'm gonna ask him, because I don't know what his car is like. If he says that it's not gonna do that great in snow, then we're just not gonna go over there, and we're gonna try and stick to the park where the roads will be paved. I was gonna go yesterday to scout that spot, but it started getting really late in the day, and I didn't want to go over there during nighttime. So we're gonna go back to our meeting location that we set up, which is just the Starbucks down the road here. All right, it looks like that's him. We're gonna discuss the location that we want to go shoot, and we're just gonna pick. I might go to the park and just ignore the factory, or we may try out the factory as well. I'm not sure yet. Beautiful car. are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Joe.
Darian.
Nice to meet you, Darian.
Nice to meet you.
I heard you.
Oh,
I heard you coming in, man.
yeah.
This thing is loud.
Thanks.
Is it a V8?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool. It's beautiful color.
It's good. It actually, like, really shines in the sunlight. I kind of got re-dirty, but...
Ah, it's okay. It's winter time. Can't do much about it. But so I got two spots that I consider going to.
Okay.
One, they're both down this way. One of them is an abandoned factory.
Okay.
So is your car good like driving through a little bit of snow?
Yeah, it's got a snow mode. I mean, it's a little old, but...
Okay. Yeah, it's super flat. I was just over there earlier checking it out. It's not like super deep. People have been driving in and out of it.
Okay.
So I figured we'd check that place out. And then a little bit further down that way is Eagle Creek Park. Are you familiar with that place?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. So we'll hit up both locations and get as many photos as we can.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Just go ahead and follow me, and then we'll go to the factory first. I haven't done any photo shoots at that factory, and I've known about it for months now. So this is going to be a first for it, you know. The only concern I have is whether or not there is actually, you know, people that go in and out of there. I mean, that part of it's abandoned, but then there's a radio tower that exists behind it. So telecom company could be going out there. You know, those footprints I saw could be some random dude just living in there, or it could be local police going in there because it's a city-owned property. And if it's had issues in the past, I wouldn't be surprised if police kind of go in there and patrol, make sure nothing crazy's going on. But it's middle of the day. I don't really think we're gonna have an actual issue, but those are the kinds of things I think through whenever I'm looking at a location to do a photo shoot at. And I always think of like worst case scenario and prepare for it, but I think we'll be okay. I probably spend about an hour to hour and a half with photos. And it does all depend on how many locations we go to, how many photos at each location I get, and if I'm satisfied with the number amount. So I usually try to stay around 1 to 1.5 hours. I do have another shoot later at 3 p.m. in a different spot. So I don't have as much leeway as I normally would give myself, but that's okay. I'm getting a lot done today. 2 photo shoots, and then I've got, you know, friends coming over for game night later tonight, and then I got to go up to Northwest Indiana tomorrow for some other stuff. So this weekend is just jam-packed full of things. Nobody's here at the moment, and again, I don't anticipate. Some of those tire tracks looked like a couple days old, and then the only ones that are fresh are mine. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull my 4Runner in off to the side, and then I'm gonna hop out and kind of navigate him. All right, so what we're gonna do, first off, I'm gonna have you go parallel with the building. So back your rear end that direction, and then have your nose facing this direction. So I'll walk over there and I'll kind of position you, all right? So I think what I wanna do is I wanna put him right about here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have his front facing that direction. Cool, perfect. Yep, okay. Now just come straight back. I'm gonna do it where he's about maybe here. I'm sure he's got a camera, right? I don't know. Yeah, he's got a camera. Keep coming, you're good. Okay, now I just gotta get my camera. You excited coming out in 5-degree weather to get some pictures done?
Yeah, I thought it wasn't gonna be this cold, but...
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I think it's probably my second real shoot.
Oh, really? How long have you owned the car?
About a year and a half.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I will try and do you proud. Have you always been a Lexus fan?
Not really. I think just Japanese cars in general. I've only, actually now I think about it, every car I've owned has been Japanese except one. So,
Well, what other Japanese cars have you owned?
I had 2 Honda Accords and then a TL, Acura TL. Before.
Oh, so you're a big Honda fan?
Yeah.
My brother's a huge Honda fan.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like I'll always have one as like a daily use.
Yeah.
That's my daily, is not having a Accord.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I had a, before I got my FRS, I had a 2006 Honda Accord. It was the V6 one.
Okay.
Not the inline 4. And I really liked it, but it was kind of like an in-betweener car.
Yeah, that's what my TL was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had a Toyota Celica before as my first project car, and when it finally kicked the bucket, some heart surgeon was selling his wife's old Accord, and I was like, yeah, I'll take it. It was like 3,500 bucks. Couldn't beat it. And it had like leather seats and everything, and I was like, wow, this is really nice. But I wanted to get back into Toyota really bad, so I went ahead and I bought a Subaru essentially. So I made some compromises, but I'm gonna hop up there and get some top-down shots. Let's see.
I've actually like driven past this factory like my entire life.
Oh, really? Yeah, I a few months ago, just down right there at that building, it's a public dump site for the city. It's like one of their drop-off locations, and I brought some like old paint and stuff like that, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, this is a pretty cool spot. And I looked it up on the GIS map where you can like see public land information, and it's city owned. So the only people that come back here are city folks, and then there's a radio tower back there, and that's it. So I was like, okay, cool, I don't have to bother anybody. We're gonna put you at an angle. So imagine putting your rear end of your car where that tree is.
Okay.
And then once you get your nose to right about here, I'm gonna have you turn your wheel to your right so it angles it. I wanna get this super wide shot. And then we're gonna go down low. Whoop, oh, a few extra shots there. Cool.
Trying to get all the cool real content for while you're doing that.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Do your thing. I'm gonna get some of that sun flare. Cool. What we'll do next with your car, if you come out and go right this direction on the opposite side of where we are right now, there's some tire tracks. We're gonna have you go park back there too. And there's like a silo kind of thing back there. A little bit more, a little bit more. Good. Okay. See how this looks in here. All that water is dripping down. Okay. Whew. A little precarious. Not my first choice, but we're gonna try it out. It's like a bunch of broken glass in here. If you see any needles, ignore them. There we go. I don't know what's with all these wax candles over here. That's a bit weird. No, let's not do that one. Okay, come back out here. Maybe use some of this to our advantage. Bust out the histogram. Having a bit of a hard time seeing my screen right now. There we go. We're gonna do focus hold, which is this nice little button on my lens. Make sure my CPL is turned. Perfect. So we're gonna get that, hold it, and fire away. Cool. Get down right here. There's like no tracks in the snow right here, so we can take advantage of that. Make it look like he's off-roading. Am I straight on? No, there we go. Whew. And then I'm gonna come around to this side and get some of the building in the background. Yeah. These are my only boots, and they're hiking boots, but then I got like 2 pairs of wool socks.
Oh.
Highly recommend wool socks. They will save your feet. Yeah, I appreciate you coming out here and battling the cold with me.
Oh, no, yeah. No problem. I don't really have much to do on the weekends.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm glad it wasn't too snowy, because I was like, kind of scared you driving this thing.
Yeah, I feel the same way about my FRS. It's like, yeah, I'll drive it in the winter, but if it gets too snowy, I'm shoveling snow.
Yeah.
I might reconsider. This CPL is so much easier to spin. I'm so glad I upgraded. Those wide shots with the building in the background are nice, but it gets really nice when you like get up close to it. Oop, a little icy. I'm gonna get one more shot, wide shot over here, and then we'll move on to the park probably. Unless if you see anything that you want me to get, feel free to let me know. Yeah, totally agree. Oh yeah, that looked really cool. My fingers are starting to get numb. Those settings should be good for that spot right there. Keep going. Yeah, keep going. And that should be good there. Yeah, that looks good. And we'll just kind of position ourselves where we can't see the sign. Oh yeah, head on like this. That looks good. What's that?
My headlights are cooperating. They tend to kind of like
Flick.
off.
Oh, turn off.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Didn't tell me about that one until I got home.
Oh, I feel like that's a key piece of information. Does it do it when you're driving at night?
Yeah, sometimes. I just kind of have to look and make sure. Sometimes I just instinctively just flick them on and off and it'll come back on. So
Wow. Yeah.
I figured it out. I've replaced the headlights. My friends played around with the harnesses. I don't know. Cool.
Oh no. That would make me irritated to no end, man. Like, hey, that's like something you should totally tell the person that's buying your car. Because like you can get in trouble for it, you know.
Yeah, it's like I would hate to like, hey,
Yeah. Let's see, we do like this. Flip my screen up. My 4Runner is going to be in the background. Whoop, but that's okay. I'll take it out in Photoshop. Oh, I don't want the car passing by. There we go. Whew. I don't know why it's just my right hand that's really cold. My left hand is also out here. Awesome. Are you familiar with Eagle Creek Park?
vaguely, yeah.
Okay, so just follow me. We're just going back down this road, and in that light, we're gonna turn right again. We go underneath the 465 bridge. Just keep in mind, it's very bumpy. You can't see it, but it's like rolly.
Gotcha.
And I drove over it going full speed in my FRS, and it was just like very bouncy. But we're gonna go in there. If somebody's at the kiosk, it's like $6 to get in. If somebody's not there, it's free, just go in. And then there's a place I know of, so we'll just go straight there. Okay?